Welcome back. We are starting Inktober today. So let's go to the day that we prepped. Today is October 1st. And according to Jake Parker's list, the prompt for today is dream. So art journaling means that you don't have to put a bunch of words in there, but you do need to think about what's going on. Inktober obviously is about ink, but for those of you who need to start in pencil, may I suggest that you don't draw the whole thing in pencil, you just give yourself some guidelines. This section has the lines that the journal gave me, which is great. And if I wanted to make a little grid that's very light and that'll never be visible later, I can do that, and I'll show you a couple other ways to make those, and that gives you some guidelines to be thinking about that. So I don't care how you set a timer. I like to light a candle. I have some 20-minute candles. I'll show you one later when I've got a nice glow that'll record well. But 20 minutes is about what I want to give myself. So dream. Think about the connotations with the prompt dream. You are not being asked in this series to draw a dream. You could, but this is more about doodling and connecting ideas to lines and what sort of bleeds out of your pen. So I started thinking about dreaming and specifically because this is during the day, daydreaming, and how sometimes it has a very negative connotation, like when other people look at you and you're daydreaming, you feel like guilty. But I love daydreaming. Daydreaming to me is like playing make-believe in my mind, and it's sort of like a positive thing. And so I think I want this idea of sort of building on positivity and something being positive. So I'm going to work with something that sort of has a little bit of a plus sign to it. We all need to embrace the positive things in our life and make certain that we are thinking positive thoughts. And when I think about daydreaming and what it does for me when I allow myself to daydream, because sometimes, we don't. Daydreaming is pretty awesome because it allows me to sort of make believe in my mind. And that's a positive thing. It protects me from overstimulation. It gives me a boost during the day. It gives me relief from things that are sort of taking a little bit too much of my headspace at the moment. Sometimes that can be an annoying friend. Sometimes that can be, the directions that the teacher has to go over the 17th time because some other kid just doesn't want to be nice. So sometimes the make-believe in your head, like, what could I be doing with my time? And how is this going to be helping me? So as I've been thinking about this, my pen has just been steadily working, and I may want to add layers onto my pattern. I could change colors or I could continue on. So notice that this negative space in the middle is kind of circular, and so one of the things that I like to do is I like to think about gardens, and I like to garden, and I like to daydream about gardens. So if I think about this and I think, oh, well, maybe a flower could live in here, and then that little flower can fill this little space in my garden. I could add other things that I think about in the garden. It could be the same flower or a different flower. Like, what if I make a small and then narrow petals? And the idea is that these things, there's this little sort of imagining that's going on in my mind as I'm considering the prompt dream. Your task is going to be to go in and then figure out exactly how you're going to record these lines and shapes that sort of, allow you to dream, and what does it mean to you to dream, and what kind of good thoughts do you have about those connections with yourself. Try to finish the whole quadrant in the 20 minutes, and then we'll check back in tomorrow with the next prompt.